You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the March 5th meeting for the Long Beach Tree Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Call order and I have everyone down for attendance. And roll call, you got Ellen, Janice, Charlie.
You spelled my name twice. I don't know if I'm.
C-H-A-R-L-A-E.
No, well, what my last D-O-B-E-Y. You got I-E.
When I go in, no, I'm telling you, I have it right here, oh, you. Gee. You know what? There's a computer, AI is doing that, because I had to do it EY every time when I text you or anything, it says EY. So I'm gonna bring that one out. All right. Charlie's here, David and Dean are here by Zoom. Let's talk about old business. I'm assuming you all have your agenda. Well, all the ordinance updates are done. Thank you, Jane, for reading all that for me. David, thank you. I love it, just how you wrote that up, much better than I would. And anyway, it passed the first reading at the last town council meeting, and next Monday we're gonna do the second reading, and then it should be done. And then we're done with that update. You know, not thinking about that for at least a couple of years. So, and the other old business was we talked about doing the spring newsletter, and we have to have our stuff into Caleb by Monday, and Charlie wrote something, and Jan's gonna propose something next, and I wrote something about invasive vines. So, something everybody wants to read about, all the bad vines that are on the trees and stuff like that, so I did a little bit for that. We are gonna now be a part of the whole Long Beach town newsletter. The chief does, and there will be a section for the tree board, and I think Parks is doing something, so it'll be more like town newsletter. And Janice is gonna tell us about, we're gonna try to run a contest and find out who has the oldest tree in Long Beach, something silly. Or just one.
Oh, fun, yeah. So, there have been some communities that have, done this before. Some of them do it through tree surveys, but the idea is to encourage people to submit their large trees to see the oldest tree in Long Beach. And of course, everybody's going to say you have to count rings, which is sort of true to get an exact measurement, but to do a estimate, there's a formula that you can use based on the type of tree you have. And then yesterday, I was in another meeting somewhere, and there's a DNR contest of locating the largest trees in many of the areas in Indiana. So once we get the submissions from the people that have the largest trees, we can probably do a little more and see if we can get that submitted as a DNR project for the oldest tree, largest tree in Long Beach. So I'm going to put that in the newsletter if everybody agrees, and it'll have instructions on how to conduct your survey of your tree, and we'll see what happens. We'll probably give people some time to submit because people that are part-time that'll be coming back, you know, probably might not get to it until end of May or early June.
I was thinking we should try to go out and find a big street. You know, because on public property, on the, you know, maybe it's non, you know, park system right by the community center. We might have the biggest tree here and we didn't know it. So, and that way, when we know how, if we find the biggest one and people are entering their tree, we can tell them right away if they have the biggest, farthest bigger, you know. So anyway, that's just a thought. So I like that idea. I think it could be fun.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think
What is-
that's great. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Is there a prize?
A prize?
A prize for the industry?
Oh, we'll probably make a big bowl for the tree. With a big sign.
We can maybe get a plaque or something.
Yeah. Put it back there.
Put a gold ribbon around the tree.
Money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, especially if we could then submit it to the DNR's,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
yeah,
Well, theirs isn't a contest, it's just a survey, but still you get recognition.
yes. But,
Mhm.
so,
Okay, I'll put that in.
and the next thing I have is, all the town, we've got all the trees cut down, Maple Tree cut all our trees down after all the stuff we went through in fall. They were able to take everything down, except there were nine trees that needed, the stumps grounded out, only, 7 were able, 2 were not because they were next to a wall. And there was no way they could grind it out without ruining the wall. But other than that, we've got about, just about almost 30 trees trimmed.
Are we gonna go and visit? That sounds good.
I had that in there, and then I talked to Chief like 2 or 3 times yesterday and the day before. And he sent Tom out to everything, to look it all over, to look to see what stumps were grounded out. And so all of it has been done. So we're all good. Until we have to come up with the next batch. So, which is a nice segue into the last thing on this agenda, which is about revisiting the intersections in need of clear sight lines. We did this last year. I presented it at town council meeting, the top 10 intersections that really needed to be cut back. So you could, you could see when you were turning or driving across the intersection, all the intersections. Yeah,
Yes.
so I sent you to the list. And I hopefully you saw that I sent it. 2 of them were done. They did the one over on Hazeltine and Foxdale. And then there was a storm and all those trees have been, one huge tree was uprooted, and it's, now you can really see around that intersection. They have to come and clean up all the wood that's been laying there since one of the windstorms we had. And they had one of them cut down. It was branches that were, or less, I don't know, maybe NIPSCO did it because we lost power again from that section. There's a pole there that feeds into my house, and the house is down on Lakeshore Drive there, just a few of them. And then the one across the street, which is Open Wall and Florimont, because it's a bit weird intersection, the new owner ripped everything out. So that was done by him. And then the other one that was done was Lakeshore Drive and Indianapolis Avenue, which is, I think, stop 18. Yeah, or stop 18. I think, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and they did do that because it's weird how the stop sign is, and then there was all this rope, and then there's the wall, and you're scooting out there, and that is an odd intersection. It's, where one of the stops, usually if you go right down, and over there, it's like you go into the street, you have to go this way and then down the stop, so, but they did do something there. And that was all they got done. So, Janice talked to Chief, and we're gonna give him the list again, and he's all on board on doing some more intersections, and he said the town will do it. Streets will do it. And so right now we have this list of 10 is 7. And I was thinking at least put another 3 or maybe 8 more onto this list and give it to Chief. What do you think?
I think we should find all of the intersections and let them get going now while the leaves are off
Yeah,
and stuff, because it's so much easier to trim.
yeah,
As you can see, some of them are still in there.
Yeah.
They're gonna block the view. So.
yeah. Well, at least Hazeltine is kind of wide open.
So as you're riding around, you see Charlie gave me one at Florland and Carwick.
Okay, I'm thinking something else. I know that one person, he put all that you know, he just did that whole intersection on the side of his house. I must have driven by it 5 times and you can't see.
Yeah, for the new landscaping, yeah.
You can see.
You spend some good money on this, so you be careful.
Well,
It doesn't fit the dimension. I don't think, I think they have trees that are 15.
15 feet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, and there's all kinds of yellow flags out there, and I know Anita was paying attention to it, so I haven't asked, I keep forgetting to ask someone what's going on with that, because not only that, coming down Lake Shore Drive is the sewer. That has not been,
That's not been decided yet.
it's moving along. I won't, you know, I won't be surprised if it happens. If they, you know, if they put in a sewer that can be accessed by other, after the fact, that it's bigger, it's the kind. Yeah,
That's not, but that's.
yeah, I'm talking about the private sewer that's coming down. It comes down Carwick, and they're doing the 5 houses. When you get to Carwick and Lake Shore Drive, there's 2 houses to the west, and there's other houses, there's like 5 houses that are investing in having a private sewer to link into Michigan City. And that's been at all the town council meetings, so anyway, I'm off topic. So any intersections that any of you think of, I will drive around and start writing some of them down. But you know, I think we should, I don't know that we have to do all of them, but I think we should do all the major intersections on every stop, especially like a block in to, you know, because people are coming down those streets, especially the popular streets during the season. 4th of July is on a Friday. It's gonna be crazy here, so.
And I'd like to change the title to add, the vegetation that's crossing over into the lanes of traffic as people drive. Because I don't like when my car gets scratched up by, no, that's not the one.
No.
It's when I drive down, Oriole Trail. There's a whole bunch of bushes hanging over the edge of the street. And if another car is coming, you have to hug the.
Okay, just that,
So if you see
Intersection.
something that's growing over the street.
we can call it intersection. Intersections and roadways.
Yeah,
All right.
because it's actually supposed to be trimmed by the ordinance, it's supposed to be trimmed back at least a foot off of the road.
Mhm.
You've got what to do.
Yeah,
Okay, well, at least we can make a list.
yeah.
Can you think of any that you don't like, Jane or David?
Not offhand, but when I get back, I'll take a ride.
Okay, when you coming back?
First week of May.
Oh, okay, pretty soon.
Yeah, before you know. Right.
Yeah, I know, it's going by fast. The older I get, the quicker these months go by.
Right.
So, okay, and then, so we're gonna, so as you come up with them, just text me and I'll keep a running tab of these, and then, our next meeting is in June. But, we might wanna get as you give them to me and we get a good amount on a list, especially, I'll be meeting at the town council. I go to all the meetings at the town council. If we get a good sized list, I'll, present it at the town council meeting and get them thinking about it, and start doing the, you know, and we can do it like we did with the trees, keep adding people.
Ellen,
Yes.
are there any more trees that need to be looked at?
Yes, and we're gonna be doing that. Right now, we have between March and November, no oaks can come down, and actually, I think it's better when they start cutting all these trees down at week. This time, though, we'd like to make sure we start running a list and we get this done before Christmas. This time, it ended up getting the list out by November, and then things happen, and they just finished cutting these trees, so.
And who starts that list? Is it the chief and Tom?
The chief and Tom and us. We,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
and us, yeah. So we can start that, and I made that chart, and I talked to chief that, Tom and chief just send it to me. We can always have a running list, so we can then look at them on a timely basis instead of all of a sudden, we gotta look at 30 trees while driving around town. So I'd like to do it as it comes in. take a look at them. And the only time we have a problem with one is if we think it's, you know, the world's best tree and it can't be taken down. So anyway. Okay. I like to quote you, Jane. We have so many trees in this town, we could lose a few.
Right.
So, and as we started doing this and looking at the trees, I'm like, especially when you go over to Story. Yeah, there's trees that don't grow because there's too many trees. It's crazy. They're just, you know, too crowded in. So, other than that, any other things you want to talk about? No?
I'm gonna talk to the chief about NIPSCO coming in and trimming because of the conversation I had with NIPSCO.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna contact NIPSCO for now.
I have the gal's meeting, and she was very helpful, and so that will help eliminate some of the power outages.
Yeah, my house has been on power twice within like a year. One time, 38 hours. I had no electricity.
You need to move.
Moment, I'm trying to go. Gene and I live on a great block. Um, Okay, so if there's nothing else. Don't you love these short meetings?
Yes.
We've come a long way. Now we're done with
We,
short.
you know, really, we have, and it's because of your leadership and Janice's leadership. And we've done quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm real happy right now. And you read the new updates that, you know, people that come in and want to clear cut their lot, it's going to cost them a lot of money. So we made it very healthy. Like it's not
Yeah.
700 for one offense. It's like
So good.
750 a tree.
So our ordinance, the way it's written, I can use an example in Michigan, in Michiana. Someone came in under the darkness of night and cleared a lot that's on the beach side, I guess.
Yeah.
And no one's owning up to who did it. But the town there has a fine of $72,000 because they use the arborist formula, what a tree is worth. So they figured out what those trees would be worth if they are still there. And so that's the fine that's going on, and then it'll be a lien against that property. So that's what we're gonna do.
That's what we have. They can take the trees down, it's gonna cost them $750 tree if they rip it and take it down. They will then have to pay the arborist fee to tell us what kind of tree would be appropriate to replace it, then replace the tree.
And, well, maybe not replace the tree, but they would have to pay the difference in the value
Yeah.
of a let's say it's a 2-foot diameter tree. They have to pay the difference of the value of a 2-foot diameter tree versus whatever they're putting in, which is,
So it's just to stop doing it. Yeah, so, and maybe, we might never have to use it. I'd like, I don't,
because we want to be proactive
right,
with the building commission,
right.
and make sure that people know that they can't just come in and clear cut on a town property portion of their property.
And this happened when they were running for office for the town council, Larry Walls. I introduced myself and he said, tree person, let me ask you a question. Can someone clear cut a lot? And no. And he lives here for a long time, but it just happened to him across the street from his house. So we're now, and that part of that fee and what we do about trees, when they come in for permits to build homes in Long Beach or remodel, rip down, put up, whatever, this will be handed out with the permit, what the fines are for cutting down trees that are on town property. That's something the building commission has said they'll do. Okay, that Joy's on that committee, so she's saying, give me that. We're gonna put that in there too. None of that will happen, so. Little, baby steps, we're getting a little bit more proactive and hopefully, and it'll be a pass, tomorrow's the second, Monday's the second reading, so it'll be an ordinance, be passed, be legal. So anyway, any other questions or thoughts or David, you're
Do we have a
highly
bud, do we have a budget? I mean, and, or a limit of how much be done in a year?
The town has a budget.
The town has,
I met with Meg,
yeah,
and she said that there's $50,000 for trees this year. And then the portion that was not spent, the 20,000 of last year, she has it encumbered under another account, that if we need to use that, so there's $70,000.
and we work with chief on how that's spent. And, with all the trees we want to take down and all that, that's definitely that money will go to it, but he always keeps a certain amount of it for, natural disaster kinds of things, bad storms, and all of a sudden, that happened a couple of times last summer. They were, big, huge trees were falling down. There was unbelievable windstorms. So he keeps enough in the budget to cover those costs too. So.
And we
yeah.
use the same, we use the same contractor for all the work, like that Maple City or?
Yeah, Maple City. You saw the chart, you were all reading the chart, and they all signed it. And it said exactly what we wanted to be done, and they came in $20,000 cheaper.
Right,
How? I have no idea. I worked with Knoll Brothers and I worked with John's Tree Service. And, I got there at the mid-range, I don't know, so, and they were very interested to do it, talked to them a few times, they all were very good about their, getting me all the court, and I still have all those prices that they gave me, so, and then of course I got to tell them they didn't get the job, and then I think one of them asked me, well, who got the lowest, and I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but a lot lower than you, so. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say no to that. And I guess in Michiana, that's kind of happened to them when they come in with a price that's really a lot lower than someone else that they, got a quote on. So it's hard, you can't say no to it. Yeah.
Parks works it so that they keep like 3 landscapers for all of the stops, so that the work is kind of spread around. And also, one of the things that happens is that if you're tied up with one contractor and you want work from another one because you have a lot of work, then sometimes it's hard to get scheduled, because they do take care of their longtime customers first.
Yeah, so, but with the trees, with the trees, we
We have to wait.
And it's probably easier for Maple City Tree to work with the town than with 25 separate people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that, I am sure that goes into their estimate.
right. Well, we put it out as a whole job, and
Right.
I called each of these companies and asked them to give us a estimate on what it would cost, to give us a price to do all the work. That's why I had the chart and exactly what we wanted done. And then they went around and looked at all of them and then told us what the whole job would cost, Yeah, I think Maple City just wanted to give me a ballpark price. I said, no, I want per tree. I wanted them to go and look at all the trees, so. And it worked pretty well. There's some kinks in how we went about that I want to iron out and talk to chief about, but, other than that, I thought it worked well, and the town council liked it because they got to see all of it too, so.
great.
Yeah, so anything else? No?
No.
No? Well, okay, we can hit that gavel, we're done.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
enjoy
Thank you.
your last 2 months. Yeah. Are you in Florida, Dave?
I'm sorry.
I asked if Dave was in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here for a couple more weeks. More weeks.
Oh, are you on the golf course? No.
Are you
Close.
in Southwest Florida, Dave?
Huh?
Are you in Southwest Florida?
No, we're, north of Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, enjoy your time down there.
Mhm.
Come back with a tan to work on it again for the summer up here. Okay?
Okay.
Very
All right. Talk to you
Thank
later.
you.
Talk to you
All
both
right.
later.
you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Florida.
Thank you.